Wonderful being part of Ipswich Creatives. Beth and Karen, thank you.
So how did you get started learning how to sew?
Rebecca Noble.
Okay.
Rebecca Noble. Brilliant sewer.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I wouldn't call her creative. I'd call her an artist with fabric.
Wow.
She has made the most exceptional pieces of work.
Yeah.
Because they are that. They're not clothes. They're pieces of work.
Yeah.
And Rebecca does cosplay.
Oh, okay.
But she loves Reach and See, and she loves that era. And the first thing I made was Luke Skywalker's jacket and the celebration in New Hope. It's the MC. And I made would you believe it, a quilted jacket. and so I learned from her the basics from her, and she said, "Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, "No, because I want it."
Yeah.
And that's the way I approach everything, because I want it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have passion, I don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ADHD, no passion, piss off.
Yeah.
And so because it was actually a motorcycle jacket.
Yeah.
And they went to take off the label, but it left big holes. So that's why there's a big black band on his left-hand side, if you watch it again.
Yeah.
And so, let's do this. And to give it that padding, we thought, we'll do quilting. And I had no idea what a walking foot was. So I went slowly. And because it's all got these lines down it, and like a motorcycle jacket has. It's okay. And I bloody unpicked it and then did it again because, if it would fold the material if you went too fast.
Yeah.
So I was very meticulous. And Mum said, he's a walking foot. Or you. But anyway, I did it. I learned from it. My mum said there's a walking foot, and now I know what a walking foot is.
I didn't know what a walking foot was. Well, you would know because you're a sewer too. Yeah.
Well, if you've got thick material, you use a walking foot, and what it does, it stops the material from bunching up. And it sort of goes like that rather than, if you know what I mean. It doesn't go like that. It sort of goes like that.
It undulates.
Yes. But never use it on thin material.
Yeah. So
I learned that the hard way.
How long ago was that?
Oh, gosh. A long time ago.
Yeah.
To quote some other movie.
I was
no idea.
When I first started sewing, because I taught myself as well too, my biggest fear was I was absolutely paranoid that I would go through a finger or a thumb.
Oh.
I was an ex-ice skater. I've had chops and everything like that. So, I was like used to it. And see, to me, I'm a huge believer of mind, body, soul. Okay? You've got to feed the mind. You've got to feed the body, not too much. But, and you've got to feed the soul. And that is what art is to me.
I agree.
All right? So that is my religion. And we were talking about Gustav Klimt and how his art makes me feel. It just gives me joy. And people, when they say, when I go to church, it gives me joy. I get that from art. No matter whether I'm going to a museum in Brisbane or to Mona in Tasmania, which is brilliant.
Yes.
Get yourself there.
Yeah, I agree.
Or I'm going to see, at the Ipswich show, the local talent, and you just go, oh my gosh, look at it.
Yeah.
When we were talking about sewing just before, you mentioned that you'd have the skating. So tell us more about your ice skating. How did that happen?
There's a scar there. I've got a few scars. I've got a few more lifelines on my palms.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get underneath the boot. I've got the blade. And put it down, and don't touch it for the rest of the program because I put blood all over a costume. Yeah.
How did you get started in ice skating?
I did dancing we moved to, I was born up, Dad was in the Air Force, so I was born up here, down in Laverton, Mum and Dad are Victorian, and then we hit Richmond and then Sydney, Chester Hill, and I just couldn't find, and I remember my sister did calisthenics in Victoria because that was the rage, back in 1970.
I remember that.
And I used to watch, the gymnastics. It was very gymnastics, and I went, oh, I like this. And then there was a dance at the school. There was a dance troupe or whatever. Jan Bennett's dancing school. Jan Bennett.
Was that in Victoria or?
No, that was in Sydney.
Sydney, yeah.
And so I did ballet, jazz and tap.
Yeah.
And absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And then when I came up here, I did a couple of lessons with Shane just down the road here. And I don't know, I remember watching on television ice skating. I thought, how beautiful is that? And I said to my mum, can I join ice skating? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You really want to do it? Yeah, is there an ice skating rink in Queensland?
Yeah.
We've just come from Melbourne and Sydney, come on. And yeah, just went from there and just took to it like a duck to water, as they say. And because I had that background of gymnastics.
Yes.
And also did gymnastics as well.
Yeah.
So, I went, in Victoria, I mainly swam.
Yeah.
I did swimming. So, that was fun. I never kicked my legs.
Why? Just arms.
I'd win.
Just arms.
And they got me into butterfly because I went, kicking my legs. That made it worse. I crossed my legs. And that's what they go, God, you got a big show. I was a swimmer.
Yeah.
And so, just
Where
did
did
skating.
where did your mum find the ice skating rink?
Acacia Ridge. Yeah.
Ice World Acacia Ridge was my second home for many, many years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did free skating, but I just didn't really like that. And I got into ice dancing.
Oh, okay.
So, and I just really enjoyed that. I just love the music, I think, because you have back then, it's nothing like it is now.
Yeah.
Back then you had to learn 6 ice dances.
Yeah.
And then you did 3 for competition and they'd pick them out.
Oh.
All right. And then you'd have the original set pattern. So they'd say it was either a tango or a blues or, and you had to do your own pattern. So that's where you get the Cape dance from Torvill Dean.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the tango that year, and that's an original set pattern. So you have to do it twice, exactly the same.
Oh.
And then you have your free dance. Okay, now, and with the free dance, you don't lift above. The man's hands can't go as like over the shoulders, not like pairs when you go up like that. But when you used to train, you would train.
Oh.
So because it just make you stronger.
Strength. Yeah.
And we did a lot of party to strengthening. Like we'd be on the ground.
Yeah.
And we'd be like that, and the partner would be on there, and you'd hold by the hips, and the partner would be like that and rigid, and we'd just do push-ups.
So bench pressing your partner pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So how does it feel when you drop someone?
I've done that.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I bet. That must
I remember
be.
one time when Vanessa, we were in the middle of competition, I just grabbed, and it was her crutch.
Oh.
And I went down and I kept going around, and we finished like that, and we finished, and it's like, yep. And she goes, don't ever do that again. And I said, so you want me to drop you on your head? And she looked at me and I went, honey, you're safe. If you had a pair of balls, well, that's something else. But I didn't notice any pair of balls.
Yeah.
And she went, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said, come on.
Yeah.
Because I did drop her on her head once.
Oh, God, that would feel awful.
Yeah. So what sort of opportunities came out of ice skating for you?
Well, I got to, compete at an international level, at junior level.
Oh, wow.
So, and when Torvill Dean came out here, we got to be in the show.
Oh.
There were reporters everywhere, I remember, and Torvill Dean went into the room with the reporters and everything like that, and then all the reporters left. And my friend Janine, we're there waiting for, because there was people everywhere. And the kids were like, oh, what do we do? And I went, Janine, come on, let's do the Cape dance. We knew it.
Yeah.
My mate Janine. And she goes, let's do it. And so we're doing the, and
you were on the ice?
No. We were on the the floor.
Yeah.
This big hallway, and and we had all the other skaters around, and like, dun, 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 and we were just laughing and everyone, clapping in time, and we're going around and we're doing it, and then when he threw it and she spins, and I'm running around that so she spins around, and everybody is going, and then I went, oh, and I'm like, what? And there's this tap, and I turned around, it was Jane Torvill. And we just went, oh! And I remember Janine looked up and went, oh my God! Like this. And I think I was 13.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 14, I think.
13
and she went, well done. I went, oh, thank you, Miss. We didn't mean it. We didn't. She goes, no, it was very funny and we loved it.
That was something you did when you were a teenager. So when did you? Yeah, but you've recently gone back to it, haven't you?
Yeah, so I've gone back to it as in the capacity of a coach, artistic coach.
Yeah.
So back it used to be called precision skating, and now it's called synchronized skating.
Yeah.
So like synchronized swimming on ice.
Yeah, okay.
And with a whole heap of people and doing lifts and stuff like that. It is completely different to what we used to do. It's like, I do what now?
Yeah.
And so I'm just back in that capacity. It was so funny. I got my boots and my skates, and I'm like, I got on the ice and went, oh, shit.
How did that? Yeah.
It's, well, I finished when I was 22.
Oh, okay.
Oh, why did we do that?
Yeah.
Because I used to black out.
Oh.
What do you mean you would?
I remember the start of a program and the end.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't remember I would just go into this trance.
Yeah.
And it was just like.
I totally understand
and
that.
I cannot honestly tell you.
Yeah.
In any of when I was at the state level and national level, any of those programs, I cannot tell you at all how I felt in them. And all I can remember is my coach going, what happened? And I go, I don't know. I just don't know. And so when those things did happen, I just would never react because...
You were in the trance?
I would just be... I remember the one time I fell at the Junior Worlds.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I was going... And all of a sudden this thought came into my head was, I'm representing Australia and I fell.
Ah.
It was really weird. And then I got back up and kept going.
Yeah.
I went, Sally, I'm so sorry. It was in the middle of the blues. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
So we kept going. So, and then back in 1992, 93, there was a little ad in the QT.
Oh.
And it said, for like an acting a night, just to learn the basics of acting, which was run by Susan Mudledge.
Oh, okay.
Who's a great artist and does Arts Alive. And so we rocked up and we did it. And she said, oh, we're doing an audition next Monday for a show. Why don't you come along? I went, yeah, okay. And we got to this little theatre and I went, oh, I've got butterflies. She goes, yes, so have I. And she goes, I bet you when you walk in, they just give you a part. I went, no. And when we walked in there was like 30 people,
wow.
And there's 11 parts. I was like, oh, yeah, we're not going to get anything. So, and Les Chappell.
I've never met Les.
Oh,
that's right.
Well, you can't talk about Les Chappell without doing the Les Chappell voice.
Oh, okay.
Acting is reacting. We teach the juniors that. And even the juniors, no, he doesn't. She was acting is reacting. And bless him. He's passed away. And anyway, we're going through all the auditions and everything like that. And then he just said, and there's only one young man here, and that's you. And Rail goes, fucker. So that was an exceptional learning curve for me because Les had done work in London, done Shakespeare, had done lots of professional work. He would direct you to your pinky, and he was the one that was saying, look, I said, how do you do it? He goes, it's scenes and it's a picture, you've got to put them all together and everything like that. And he was remarkable, like that stage, 11 people. And he was remarkable.
Yeah. So the Ipswich Theatre little stage is tiny.
It's a very intimate theatre.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only got 80 seats.
Yeah, and the audience sit very close to the stage.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm new to Ipswich, so I haven't been there yet.
Yeah, no, it's a very intimate, and so that was my first gig. But one good thing about doing, and then there were none, which was the first one I did. I ended up, because I was the first one to die, because it's Agatha Christie, and it's actually there's a professional show touring around Australia, and I became the backstage manager after I died. So yeah, it was really good to make sure that everybody had their props and everything like that. So it was, and that's the beauty of community theatre.
Yeah.
You don't just have one job.
Yeah.
I could do that. I could do that. Just show me.
Those really experienced directors that you worked with would have helped shape your...
Absolutely. And then I went, okay, let's try my hand professionally. And I got some work like, background work and everything like that. And, but, I went for movie roles, and you never got a call back. And then I started getting callbacks and, and then, you're the last three. And it's like, your blue's not the right shade of blue. Your blue eyes are not the right shade of blue. Or, and I was very young looking.
Yeah.
Although I was 24, 25 at the time. They go, oh, we're looking for 25. Yeah, I'm 25. Mm-hmm. And they go, oh, and I go, you can age me. Yeah, it's easy to age someone. It's harder to de-age someone.
Yeah.
And I just got sick of it. Yeah.
What year would that have been?
The last audition I went for was in 1998.
Okay.
And I'd had enough by then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, it's just not, it's not good for you here.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just, you get your hopes up and then they're just, and it's not, like you hear actors go and you go, oh, you just walk away. Bullshit, you walk away from it. I'm sorry, Kate Blanchett. Yeah. It's bang. It rips your guts out because you're that fucking close.
Yeah. And Break Morant's not the only play that you've... So Break Morant was an adaptation that you wrote, but it's not the only play you've written.
Oh, well, I've done a couple of theatre restaurants.
Yeah.
With my favourite subject, Star Wars.
Yeah. How did those come about?
I don't know. They're just... I used to read, actually, I know how they come about. I used to read Mad Magazine and Cracked Magazine. Yeah. So Mad Magazine was made in America, and what they used to do, they were comic artists and they would do up movies, they'd make fun of them. Yeah. And Cracked used to do the same as well. One of my favourite scenes in the Cracked one, which is Return of the Jedi, and Luke says to his sister, calls them later, I need to tell you something, that Darth Vader is our father. And she goes, oh my God, thank God we take after our mother. I'd hate to have black leathery skin. There was another one, he goes, what is, Luke, you do know that I am your father. He goes, yes, and don't expect a Father's Day card. Like things like that, And I remember those jokes and just as a kid laughing. So it came out of that because theatre restaurant, and we hadn't had one for many, many years. In fact, it had been 10 years since we'd had a...
So you'd been involved with Ipswich Little Theatre for a long time before this happened.
And Ian Puller used to write all the theatre restaurants, and they were clever. And I still remember the Italian one where the whole cast dies because in an Italian opera you got to... Opera, and so everybody dies, and it was hilarious. And I thought, we need to get back to doing a good theatre restaurant. And we had so much fun. And, and it was really, really cool because my mate in Canada was like, oh, so what are you doing? And I taped a little bit of it, sent it over, and people over there were like, can you send us a script? I went, go for it. And so hopefully it's been done somewhere in Canada, and...
So when the dinner part comes in, is this also done at the theatre?
So we take all the chairs out and we have tables, and so we set up tables.
Okay. Because you're a singer as well.
Oh,
yeah. Because you've been involved in the Cambrian Choir.
And, no, Orpheus.
Orpheus, beg your pardon. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've done quite a few shows for them. Directed quite a few shows for them.
Yeah.
I've directed more musicals, would you believe?
Oh, really?
Yeah, people don't go, what? I said, yeah, I've directed more musicals than I have
straight plays. How did that come about?
Well, I was just singing with the office, and they said, "Oh, we've got this show called Nonsense, and we're trying to find a director." And I said, "Oh, give us a read," and I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And they gave it to me and went, "Oh, I love this." So I did that, which then we ended up doing Nonsense 2.
Oh.
And then we did Viva Nun Vegas. And with the same, and the beauty of it was the same cast. And, you know, so it was beautiful. So people were coming back, you know, so, you know.
So talking about all these different creative pursuits that you've got, I think a theme that's coming through for me is that sense of connection with others.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I got into directing.
Yeah.
Because in directing, I like to have a sprinkling or pastiche of talent.
Yeah.
Because you have really good talent, and then you have just... I've got an ability to be able to go, there's something there.
Yeah, yeah.
People go, really? No, yeah, I want to work with them. And there's
Yeah.
just something there.
Yeah.
And so far I've been 100% right.
Yeah.
And when you... Like Brian.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Brian, like a perfect example. This
So-
was a 17-year-old kid.
He was
Okay.
working, he was the youngest cast member of David's production of Break Morant.
Oh, right.
And there was, I think in the last 2 weeks, I just sat at the back and let them, because I'm a big believer of, it's my direction. The actors are acting, and then there's a time where you sit back and you go, it's your play now. It's not my work anymore. My work is done. It's yours. And I can remember there was the guy who played the judge, Adrian, and he said, look, Blaze, I really want to go through the part where, you know, I'm yelling at you and you're going through that scene, and I don't want to, the words that you say are so important, and I don't want to so can we just go through that? And I'm like, there you go, they're directing themselves. And that's what you want. You know, and then young Brian, he felt really, like over, because he had a lot of people that were very, very good, but they took him under his wing and they mentored him.
Yeah.
You know, and he learned so much. We had Jason, who had never acted before, but I just saw something in him. And he played that character so well. He had PTSD. All right, but back then they wouldn't have known it.
Yeah.
And we had people who were in the army that couldn't go back into Act 2 because they said, that just triggered me. You know, and I just love seeing people just do their best.
Ipswich Creative.